Hello, welcome to Once the Force of Stars podcast. My name's Phil, of course, and welcome back to the show. I'm joined, as usual, by Dave and George. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hello there.
Good evening, my brothers in the Force. Are we all good?
We are.
You're not. You seem very cold, judging by the.
Yeah. Anyone watching live who's watching or at any point on YouTube as well? Yes, I am wearing a literally like a throw over me because I work from a garage, so it's pretty cold right now. So,
and
yeah,
with the one
that.
black glove, you are very, very much Luke Skywalker from episode 6 that we had discussed in our our pre-show.
At least I'm on theme. It's fine.
You are indeed. You are indeed. Especially with now less than 30 days to go until the Rise of Skywalker.
I mean, in a month's time, we all would have already seen it at least twice, I want to say.
Oh, yeah, I'm seeing it twice opening weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
There we are. Twice on day one for me. For those in America, it's coming out in a month today, so enjoy. We would have already seen it by then.
Some of us have said even twice, because we can.
And that's so unfair. Brackets, Mandalorian. Game over. It's done. No, we are on the home run to episode 9, and this week more than any, I mean, forget your trailers, forget everything. The official bombardment has begun of episode 9. I want to say everything. Is that a fair way? Like, not the toys, not the trailers,
it's all falling out now. Yeah.
Yeah. So for those that, I mean, we're going to go into obviously all individually, but today we've had the first TV spot. 12 character posters, magazine photos, magazine interviews, magazine announcements for new magazines there. Everything's coming out 2-3 days. And that's just the episode 9 stuff. There's so much else coming. So we know we're on the home search. We've got Mandalorian that's out. Check out our videos for those. We've got Jedi Fallen Order that's come out, which we're going to talk about very briefly in this episode in the games news. It's a very good month, very good week and month for Star Wars, I guess we could say. And I want to kind of say before we go into it, Mandalorian, guys, is that helping everybody with the wait for 9?
Oh, it's absolutely. The only thing with that now is I want more Mandalorian after the episode's finished.
This is very true, especially after the last episode was only 30 minutes. Like, I want more Mando, and of course they had 2 episodes in 3 days, and now we had to wait until we got another 2 days before the next episode. It's like, come on, give it to me now. It's helping pull through, but at the same time, with all this news and all this, again, on the magazines, all the TV spots, rest of it coming up, we have plenty to chew on. Although we'll get into the TV spot later on, because I know that George has seen it, but Dave and I have not for our own reasons.
Yes.
I'm done now with anything, yeah.
So Mike, we'll get to the TV spot. So shall we begin? Character posters. Lucasfilm officially, as they do, release the character posters for episode 9. They released 12 of them, and as every character poster batches on these Star Wars films, they have a theme background and then just a awful Photoshop in the middle. I don't know if I'm minority with this, but when I first I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then I just realized how lazy it was. Apparently, they've lifted up the photos from the Topps trading cards and put them on character posters.
Oh, right. Okay.
Which, I think they're the nice photo. They would, and they'd look great as a trading card. These pictures do, but character posters, like for the final ever Star Wars film, like episode 7 had great character posters. Episode 8 had great character posters. This one feels very cheap and quick.
Is
that fair to say?
Nope. A little. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're nice photos, but they do feel a little lazy. Little lazy. They could have done a better job with it. I mean, it does feel like a trading card. I'm not gonna lie. It does have that aesthetic to it.
I kind of feel that what George is right, because that cutting around a character, putting it on the same background, I could do that now on an app on my phone within about 20 minutes and recreate that character poster exactly, what makes it feel like, oh, okay, I can see what you're going for. You're going for the same thing across all the characters, but that would take somebody note. I mean, literally, I could knock that up now and have that done before we finish this episode. So it just, I felt a big finish, a big close was what these posters would be. When you mentioned them, we have our own private chat, obviously, on before we come on and things like that. And I'd mentioned the character posters. I was like, oh, what character posters? I thought they were stills from the calendar that had come up earlier. I didn't think about they all said December, but just one of those years. Every day is Christmas.
Every day is Christmas.
So I didn't quite get that, but it's they do feel a bit lackluster. Still a nice look at some of the characters. I love the Kylo one. I love the actual look of Kylo.
Just before we go on, I have just seen the comments. Please do not have any spoilers for Fallen Order, principally because I cannot play it.
Principally,
And I have
on
just
level, and it's just been spoiled in our comment section.
Yep, same. Unfortunately, we've just seen it, and we have just been spoiled for us. So
Right, moving on. Trying to keep it cool here.
completely derailed us there for a second. We'll get back on track. So we had the character posters. What that was next? The W poster. Let's talk about that because the W poster is beautiful. Where is that? I've got that right here. This one right here. This is stunning. This I absolutely adore.
I love this poster. This is a better poster than the character poster, isn't it? It looks like what Star Wars Resistance thinks it is.
I'll leave your
It didn't take long for George to dig in there.
No. Although, if you want to talk about Resistance and watch something to do with Resistance, watch Dave and I talk about it on Mondays. There's a little plug there for you. But yeah, no, I saw this poster and absolutely adored it. Again, someone beat me to it in our chat. I think it was you, George, who put it in there before I could. You did the same with the character posters as well. But yeah, no, I absolutely adore this one.
I like this poster. I mean, the thing is, what I like is, I mean, Dolby's episode 8 poster was incredible. That was the, not Drew Struzan one, but what's his name? He did the Red Player 1 poster, heavily inspired by Drew Struzan, done posters for Empire Magazine and everything.
This wins the internet today for that.
Yeah.
Thanks, you guys. With that poster, it has to be done. Has it?
Yeah, so moving on. Sorry, I keep looking at that comment. That's really, really aggravating me. So yeah, I don't mind this poster. It's one of them give it. It's not good enough to be a proper poster, but it's niche enough to be its own kind of thing. You can see it like its own little cinema. So I quite like that, and I don't think that's going to be a shot from the film. More than anything, I just think it's generally just a nice promotional image.
It really is. I love the approach of the one single X-wing against the Star Destroyer, very much reminiscent of the beginning of The Last Jedi, with Poe on the attack. I think it's very much, it kind of goes to that idea, but it is a really, really nice poster. I'm looking forward to seeing a few more of these sort of artistic-based images as we get even closer to a film that's right on top of us.
Phil?
Indeed. Sorry, I was just having to type something there. Yeah, again, more posters, more images coming up as well. We have the Empire, so the Entertainment Weekly, Empire Weekly, there you go, same thing. The Entertainment Weekly new covers as well, again, put up today. From the Age of Republic, Age of Resistance, and Age of Rebellion. So, of course, the prequel, sequel, and original trilogy eras, which, again, I love this one. I love the prequel one. I think it's fantastic.
For all the images that have been spliced together, it's done very well.
I like it as a little, it's the end of the saga. It's here's iconic characters in their sort of their era together. I would like to see it without text and in its own little sort of Facebook cover photo vibe.
Yeah,
that's something that I'm looking forward to. But Insane Weekly, they don't have a good track record doing cover photos either. They've had some truly awful ones over the years. They've had some great ones, but for their Star Wars special, I quite dig that. It's a bit of a retrospective on the 42 years, and I think that's what Place is trying to advertise more and more now. Sorry, that the era is finishing. This is, the Skywalker saga at its end, and having. I mean, obviously, I'm not too young in 05. I was 8 years old, and that came out just about 10-9, and I remember it being the final one. But obviously, at that age, you don't know like how stuff's marketed and stuff like that. You don't know that because that wasn't the end of the saga. That was the end, like full stop of the end.
Yeah.
So I would have been well intrigued to be this age, seeing it all come forth back then.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things of when I was only 14, 2005. So again, I didn't realize there would be more to it as well. None of us realized there's going to be more to it at that particular point. And when we had episode 3 come out again, I saw that again 4 or 5 times in my local, not just my local cinemas near me as well. And I can see why they've done it with these images, but again, I agree though. I'm looking forward to the nice big spliced together image. However, it's the images inside Entertainment Weekly that are also very pretty.
Oh, there's some absolutely stunning images. Now, we've seen sort of glimpses of these in trailers, but it's a much more in-depth look, especially I think the Kylo one, I think is the first one we have sort of in the list. I love this look of Kylo Ren. It's obviously from the scene that we've seen in the trailer where they're getting blasted away by whatever ship is flying away from wherever they are, and this is him after it's just left,
or just before.
Oh yeah, or just before. But yeah, I love the look on Adam Driver on here. I really do.
Yeah. Well, George, you want to talk about your boy here?
Sorry, I'm still pissed off.
Unfortunately, agreed. But
Adam, talk about Adam Driver. I mean, it's his birthday yesterday, so I'd like to wish him an obligatory happy birthday for yesterday.
Yes.
All the photos that are coming out. There's a really good one from Rolling Stones. I'm jumping ahead with this, which is autograph worthy. It's a fantastic image, but I'm not going to talk about TV spot yet. But I think we saw that still from last month of him sort of bowing down. The stormtroopers are falling back. This is, I'm going to assume, moments before that takes place. So I am very excited to see him in the film, but I don't know. Like, I mean, the photos, I'm not too fussed about purely because I'm still really aggravated. I am about to throw my lightsaber through a wall.
Which girl? No, it's fine. Yeah, really, yeah, guys. If you do have spoilers at hand, again, please, you can keep them to a bare minimum. Obviously, we hadn't got to that point in the game. We hadn't quite got the end, so I haven't got in the comments, so I haven't seen them. So, but yeah, if you do have any spoilers of anything,
well, the spoiler is gone from the comment section. Dave,
good, thank you. So if you can just keep anybody who is in the comment in the chats, thank you so much for being here. We do appreciate it, but we can't keep any spoilers to a minimum. It does kind of I know we try to do a
because I can't even. But I haven't even been able to play the game whatsoever, so that the ending is now completely ruined. So there's no point for me.
There's still point, absolutely point. It's amazing. Don't lose out in the game because of a comment. But yeah, look, if we can move on. Let's get on with the rest of the news.
Indeed. Next image. Because we'll talk about this. This looks badass. I haven't seen the TV spot. I haven't seen anything apart from the 2 trailers we've had. But this looks damn cool.
Sorry, am I lagging? Am I right? So no, it's just snowtroopers. Like, I think we know what scene this is from. The problem. I love photos. I mean, I'm trying to avoid TV spots, but I don't mind it when you can slowly start to piece things together from the overall puzzle. Wrong. In your head, it's just like, oh, like there's a similar planet, there's a similar shot. Like, I'm intrigued to see where this is heading, but it's cool. I mean, we had the snow troopers for like 1 second in episode 8 and like 1 minute in episode 7, so maybe they'll get to do something this time. But the design's great with that cloak.
Yeah, some screen time.
It really is, yeah. It's like they need someone in a cloak, like Krennic style. So like, well, there's a white cloak somewhere. It's lying around in one of the cupboards. I'm going to put it on, like myself currently.
Indeed. Next image we got is this one. This one's hard to tell any context from it. And then again, it's kind of cool, but there's nothing really. I don't think there's anything to talk about with it because there's hardly anything there really of any substance.
It's just nice that they're all. I love that we're getting still the sense of this is a group adventure, that everyone's together. It's not one person's off on one thing, one's doing another mission. Everyone is playing together in this movie, and that's, I think, is something that was a big miss from previous episodes as well. I think that people have really wanted the gang back together, and I'm really glad they're going at this final episode together.
Indeed. George, anything to add to that one, or?
This ends the stupid debate that it's Finn with the lightsaber that people were commenting off the trailer because of a reflection. It's clearly Rey.
Indeed. Next one, Richard E. Grant's character. Finally, we knew he probably would be First Order. It was a strong hunch from the beginning. But it's nice to have it confirmed. Cool to see him in it. Interested to see what whose character will finally be in the end.
His character is me from 20 minutes ago. That face says it all.
It's great that we've seen him once before. I think with his what looks like an imperial bridle type whip in hand, like the horse thing, like a bar. We've seen it before.
Have we?
Yes, there's been one image before of him released.
I've avoided that. Fair play.
I've seen it before, Phil. Sorry, yes,
he has had he had this little sort of Mr. Bond cane weapon.
Yes, that was the one. Yeah. So there was that, but it is nice to see him again. Richard E. Grant, just put him in anything, I will watch it because he is absolutely awesome.
And people forget how tall he is. He's going to be intimidating. He's probably taller.
As an imperial, he's perfect for an imperial officer. There's like no other way about it. He's just great for it.
And then, of course, we have this image here with John Wick, and I can't remember.
It's Jana.
Jenna,
Yes,
yeah.
and Jenna as well. Who, well, let's just face it, it's Lando's daughter. We're all well aware this is going to be the case. It just has to be.
It's
But
very much
again-
been set up that way. It really has. That
Yeah.
it's nobody's kind of shouted it down saying no, it's definitely not. But we know even in movie terms, even if they had, that's not to say that's not what it is.
No. Next one. This one, again, this is underneath the blockade runner we see in the second trailer for episode 9. Again, kind of something we haven't seen this before, but again, kind of cool just to see. It's cool to see Rose in it as well, of course, with all the controversy she's had of late with the not being included in the brand photos, not being included in the merchandise. It's cool to see her in this. Of course, she also had one of the character posters done as well.
Yeah, it was nice to see her included, and I love Poe in this shot, like casual Poe, like he's just rocked up to the ship. He's rocked up. He's like, got a shirt on, it's a bit open, just kind of loose here. I love the look for Poe.
I love his jacket that Finn is wearing has now been turned into a cut-off as well.
Just
You see the evolution of the jacket from a squeaky clean leather jacket all the way through to a cut-off in episode 9.
it's just a nice shot, and again, it's a lot of group shots, a lot of people all together in these, which I'm really enjoying seeing again. It just feels like it's going to be such a good buddy movie. Is probably the wrong word, but like you know what I mean, like a big group of gang going out to do stuff. I'm really excited for it.
Indeed. And then, of course, our final image is this one here, which is Rey doing some extracurricular training, probably on the Forest Moon of Endor.
That's what we're led to believe. I think someone has put out something. I saw on Twitter that it's not, but I can't see how it isn't Endor. It looks far too Endor-y to be anywhere else. Although we do know Star Wars, they like to have a very similar look to some of their planets. This is a desert, different desert. But snow planet. This is a different snow planet. It's fine. We get it. But no, it's a lovely shot. I'm looking forward to seeing Rey actually partaking in more training. Obviously, she didn't do a lot in The Last Jedi. She was with Luke and she was swinging that lightsaber and breaking rocks. But other than that, we didn't kind of get a feel for exactly her training. So it'd be nice, especially to know that is with a training remote as well, the classic training remote. There was a shot of, I think it might be in the Rolling Stone. We don't have the pictures, unfortunately, for that. But she's got the helmet on with the visor down as well. So
oh, cool!
Really
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's a really nice image. It's literally from the same shot, but
Yeah.
she has a masked helmet on. But yeah, awesome shot.
Indeed. George, anything else to add to the photos at all?
They look good. I just want to see the film.
Yeah, tell me about it, mate. It's
We have not got long to wait. We literally
don't.
thirsted.
Presuming, you're in the last 10 minutes and someone jumps in front of the stage and says, haha, this is the ending. Like some people would choose to do. You can tell I'm still quite vexed.
Yeah,
I'm bitter, but I did not play a game for 5 days straight to have it ruined 10 minutes before. And that's me not swearing. There's a little bleep inserted there. 10 minutes before I'm about to complete a game. I'm just going to stay quiet in my little corner.
Okay, cool. Okay, George, we'll let George just simmer for a little bit while we crack on with the rest of the news.
Indeed. Do you want to talk about how Colin Trevorrow is going to be getting a story credit for episode 9?
Yeah, apparently there's going to be a dinosaur scene. It's going to come through, and it's going to break the park, and it eats the Emperor, and that's his part of it. He worked on it. I'm guessing he must have put in a full draft for him to get a story credit, or at least they've taken something of his story on there to use going forward. So even if it's just like a little piece, they've taken something from it. So you know what? If it's some of his stories being used, I have no problem with him getting a story credit on there. I think it was what's the guy's name? Arndt is his surname, and I can't remember his first name. Got one on The Force Awakens. So the guy who wrote Toy Story, he got a writing credit on that, and obviously a producing credit on Solo for the two men who were fired from that as well, Lord and Miller. So they have been quite good with that, Disney, so far, that if things have happened like that, people tend to get a credit where it is deserved. So, you know what, if he's helped with the story, put something in the story, fair play to him.
I think it's more of a pity credit myself, but at the same time, he did work on it. Yeah, he was part of it all, so, it is earned where it's earned.
It's I mean, he worked on it. It's not a case of Solo and where he got so far and so close to the end, but this was a case of he got announced. He gave a couple of scripts a go. It didn't work out. We knew what was coming. Have a credit to some degree because maybe there is stuff. Ultimately there could be a plot boiling through the final draft which he might have contributed towards. So I think his story credits. I mean, let's not lie. Episode 9 had a lot of writers, and that's sometimes it's a good sign. Sometimes it's a very bad sign. Obviously, we're going to hope it's the former, but yeah, story credit makes sense, especially when this guy was, he was put on this before there was any dramas of any kind. He was on this as Ryan Johnson was on episode.
Yeah.
So
true.
So yeah, I wish them well doing Jurassic Park 4, 5, 6, whatever they're up to now.
Indeed. To that Maz, she's now confirmed for episode 9 as well. I think we'll probably need this going in. She was going to play some sort of role in it.
Lupita Nyong'o has the best agent in the world for getting her character into these movies now. She was great in the first one. Obviously, she was a unneeded hologram in the second one. So who knows what we're going to see of Maz Kanata in the third film. We might actually get a story on how she got a hold of Luke's lightsaber, and that would be quite nice for the way to close her character on that. Don't shake your head.
No, I see that coming in the comics next year because they're doing episode 5, the gap between episode 5 and episode 6 next year in the main Star Wars arc. I reckon we'll see it then. She'll get some sort of arc in this.
I don't know. She needs to have a conversation with Ray in this one. I would assume it. They need to explain how Ray fixed it.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're explaining fixes, they might as well explain this. Hand through space continuum.
Yeah. Hand through space. I just say I'm really pleased that was not the opening of 7.
Yes.
Oh god, yeah.
Episode 7's opening was fantastic. Like, what would the hand through space have done? Oh, look, Kylo Ren, the hand going past our ship. Hold on one moment. Let's carry on invading this village.
Yeah.
They didn't need that. That just wouldn't have worked for episode 7. Like, I know that's what they wanted, and maybe it would have worked in their heads, but what we got was a fantastic opening of here's the First Order massacring a village. Let's just run with it. That was so much better. So, Maz Kanata. Moving on from Maz. This is where we're going to probably have not a channel statement. The first TV spot was released yesterday for Rise of Skywalker. Now, I was on Twitter as this came out, and it came via the official Star Wars Twitter account, which does not normally happen. Normally, it's YouTube stuff and etc., but I did see it, and I do not want to see any more. I know we're not going to put them on our channels.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
I'm really hoping I don't see any more. I don't watch a lot of TV, but my issue is when it comes on like football games and stuff like that. That's my fear.
I have that fear with Monday Night Football with ESPN because it's owned by Disney.
They'll put that 2 minutes of film in if they have to.
It's getting harder and harder to go on anything. I find if you go on Twitter, especially, it's all there's just you can't scroll through without like catching something. So I'm finding myself now less and less using social media as sort of kind of if I'm going on to post something, I'm literally trying to get on our page and post something before I go anywhere. I don't stop going on Instagram like to actually view other people's posts because right now there's stuff coming out that I just don't want to see. I don't know, George, was there much new in the TV spot?
Yes.
Oh, there was. Okay.
There was.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No spoilers or anything, but
those
photos of Kylo Ren earlier, we now know the 5 seconds after.
Okay, right, okay.
Ooh, no, I don't. I
So,
don't see that.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of them where the scene's gonna, I mean, by the time the film comes out, not that I've forgotten this spot, but when you're in the cinema, do you remember that scene in 8 when Rey grabbed Kylo's lightsaber?
Yeah.
I remember seeing that on an Instagram video a day before.
Oh, really?
And I literally...
I remember our discussion on it. You were pretty vexed.
Vexing. Like, compared to what's put in the comments earlier, that's calm compared to when that came out. And then by the time the film started, I still thought about going in, but when you're actually in the process of the film, I just completely forgot about it. And let's be honest, Lucasfilm aren't going to put, a plot-heavy spoiler in a trailer.
Yeah.
Anything in there that could be a spoiler is more for intrigue these days. So
yeah.
They've got that going for them, but the beginning of the TV spot signals the end of my social media scrolling. Mandalorian, obviously. We're not going to say for people that really haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But there is a character which has now been openly had concept art released from the producer, and
Jon Favreau is now apparently banned from all Facebook groups.
like the memes are everywhere. It's I think since Jon Favreau has confirmed a character, it's fully now like, okay, now we can all talk about it. The official Star Wars account's done the same photos.
Yeah.
So it does happen.
I may have missed this part, so I might be privy. I don't know if is it a character we've seen in one of the first 2 episodes?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a new character that's just shown up. The unexpected one.
Yeah. No, good.
Jon Favreau posted today literally concept art of said character.
But it's so cute.
And the Mandalorian is very cute with it. Honestly, when the Mandalorian's got his helmet off, you would not recognize him. But yeah, so look, if you do want our views on anything Mandalorian, please go check out our Mandalorian chats. We do have them after the episodes. We're now going to be on every Saturday with our views on those 8 episodes that are coming.
Except for the one on the 18th, where we kind of have other plans.
Yeah, that's going to be a difficult one. I'm going to have to I'm just going to be sat there at the red carpet, just trying to download something onto my iPad. Yeah,
that's right.
The red carpet in LA, surely you mean? The red carpet in LA.
When I win that competition, I'll be legally allowed to watch it in LA. But anyway, so, and the other thing we're going to say that is less than 30 days to episode 9. If you want to catch on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Dave has a great idea. We're going to be doing 1 photo a day for the next 30 days. We've each contributed 10 photos to the cause.
Yep.
I've opted for 1 from each film, and it's not like my favorite shot, my favorite scene, my favorite character. It's just what 10 photos do I feel like sharing is in really cool photos. It didn't have to we didn't set anyone any you've got to do this. It was kind of like, well, that represents film. We've got Obi-Wan on the screen for those watching on YouTube. For those listening, it's Obi-Wan's signature pose before he goes against Grievous. And I'm like, what a badass photo!
It's really nice going through and picking out some images. Now, I just thought now we're in the final 30 days, a nice way to kind of post something every day without having to kind of look for other stuff and other news. We can just post that because, to be honest, we will be staying. Our social media will probably go really quiet bar these pictures because anything that's coming out after this,
we don't want to see.
People might not want to see.
Yeah. We are fans, just like you guys. We there are bits and pieces where we do reports and stuff, but we don't want to have it spoiled either. We love watching stuff as much as you do. We love you guys. We're discussing it, but we've only got 3 weeks now until the film itself. It is crazy.
It's on top of us, it really is. And it's great to say. It's lovely that we run a podcast, but at the end of the day, we are also getting to a point where, you know what, we don't kind of want to know anymore now. We're kind of on a stalemate where these episodes might get pretty dull for the next couple as we talk about what we think is going to happen.
Indeed.
What we're actually thinking, because we're not going to be actually looking at any actual information that comes out. There's going to be a lot of interviews and things like that. They're going to drop very, very soon. All the magazine articles are dropping, as you say, Entertainment Weekly, Empire's next week. There's going to be a lot more information coming. So I do feel like it's best for us to say, look, we're not going to be discussing anything really in depth on the Rise of Skywalker, apart from we'll probably put a video up of our thoughts before going in. Just a sort of predictions video of what we think will happen and how wrong we'll then be. We'll tally those up when we get out.
Indeed. But the next bit I want to put up is something I didn't think would come out until after the film, probably till next year because it's Royal Mail. We have the new stamps up. The last set of stamps, we had some done for Force Awakens, Solo. I think we had some. No, it was Last Jedi. I think we had some for some Rogue One as well, if I remember correctly.
There's been a few sets. I've got a couple from. I think I've got the Last Jedi version with Snoke on.
I've got Snoke. I have Snoke.
I've got the Snoke one, but it's on a weird BB-8. It's like you get different versions of it.
Yeah.
Everyone's just got the bog standard packet, like the 20 quid one.
Yeah.
Then for not episode 2, Last Jedi one, I got like a Christmas present, so like a BB-8 stand. I had the stamp.
Yeah.
It was cool. I wanted to go back and rebuy it properly, and then I love these ones because we're getting a bit of prequel loving for Christopher Lee, for Darth Maul, for Amidala. There's some really nice ones because let's be honest, there's not as much Avatar stuff.
We get some original trilogy love for Tarkin as well. Don't forget, which is really cool. Well, and Wicket as well, but it's Tarkin. It's Tarkin.
I mean, Warwick Davis did come out and say that he thought being immortalized in Lego was cool. So getting a stamp was on another level. And that, I mean, obviously, maybe we don't know, but maybe one of us could be a stamp one day. But being immortalized in Lego is like the one, but I guess there's a bit of a prestige being a Royal Mail stamp.
Absolutely. It must be awesome.
Still rather to be a Lego though.
Oh, I'd look at yeah, absolutely.
The only reason you see it is because it's arrived late. And that's Toy Shop, so I was the wrong bit. And I think that's it for the Rise of Skywalker news. Again, it's half our show, but then again, it's it's upon us and it's coming very, very fast. We'll jump into the proper news now. So, rumor is that Jon Favreau could have a bigger part in the future of Lucasfilm. I am all for that. Considering what he's done with The Mandalorian, considering his work with Dave Filoni, how much a fan he's been, all the stuff he's posted, and how well he's looked after just the small amount we've seen so far, I'm all for it.
Yeah, this is going to tie in actually with a comment that we've got from Caleb. Thoughts on the Hollywood Reporter article saying Kathleen Kennedy's contract will not be renewed and Disney's actively seeking a replacement. Hollywood Reporter has done an article today, an interview with Kathleen Kennedy. Not a single moment did it not say her contract was going to be renewed. And also did not say that they're actively seeking a replacement for her. That sounds like the usual, I guess I could say, over the last 2 years. What they have kind of said was that her contract expires in 2021.
Yeah.
She's not said whether she's going to renew it or not. Now, tying in with this, they're kind of indicating that, I think, saying that the rumor is that they're so impressed with Jon Favreau that they may want him in to oversee a big part of Lucasfilm. So we've got, obviously, Dave Filoni, head of animation. I've forgotten her name. She's produced episode 9.
I'm down with this comment.
The producer of episode 9, I've forgotten her name, who's just been made senior VP of Lucasfilm.
Not Deborah Chow, is it? No, she's directing.
And then they're saying that Jon Favreau could be a third one, where if anything was happening with Kennedy, they may split her role into 3, which is the modern trend. You see a lot in like football ownership, sports stuff. They take one person's role, put it down to 2, 3. Yeah, this is an interesting one because I love Jon Favreau. He's a smart guy. I personally couldn't see him having that kind of
responsibility.
Not responsibility, because he's got a hell of responsibility, and he's a very established, successful director.
To come on to that level of like running a company,
boardroom,
responsibility,
like overseeing the saga or the content. Dave Filoni's your guy, and I think
I was about to say I would love it if Filoni, if the job was to go to anyone, and I was to choose that person, it would be Filoni. He was Lucas's right hand man. He's the one that
could do. Kathleen Kennedy's job either. Don't get me wrong, I love Filoni. If anything was to happen with her leaving, it would need to be split into multiple
departments. Smaller.
Because she's got such a fantastic career. But also, Lucasfilm of 2012, when it was brought out, is very different to Lucasfilm in 2019.
Absolutely.
Mighty difference. So I know Caves will say I'm taking it with a grain of salt, but who knows? To me, I love her running Lucasfilm. I think she's been fantastic. I also missed her in cinema, not just Lucasfilm. Sorry, Karen.
No, I was going to say, I think that might be the only reason she would give up the Lucasfilm thing, is that she also feels like that way as well, that she misses being part of the bigger world of cinema, like the other movies that she was always doing. And I think she probably still feels she has a bigger role to play in cinema as a whole than just seeing the future of Star Wars.
Now, what this Hollywood Reporter article did say was that because she was made, obviously, put in charge before the purchase was complete, she was obviously sent with Lucasfilm to Disney. The article just kind of did the usual Marvel clickbait, like, oh, well, maybe Bob Iger didn't want her anyway, but he was given her. And, you know, Hollywood Reporter's been quite out today for this Joker 2 sequel confirmed. And then every other news outlet came out, and one of them had genuinely put their headline, "The Hollywood Reporter is clickbaiting." Normally, Hollywood Reporter are good, but I think today has not been a good day for them, and I think they've just gone in for the easy kill. Caleb says, "Sorry, I had a friend. Not trying to spread fake news. Don't worry. I didn't. Hope I didn't come across vicious like that. It was actually brought up a good conversation piece because we had the Jon Favreau stuff in the news. That's in the schedule."
We were talking about it anyway, Caleb. You literally were on the ball of literally you commented just as we were about to talk about it. So, excellent comment.
Back to Jon Favreau, I would love to see him continue with some form of in-house development, but we know he's heading up Mandalorian to a point where it's him and Filoni. But big part of future of Star Wars. That could be anything. That could be segueing into the next part, producing a trilogy for all we know, because it's been announced today via all of these interviews, but the official quote's not there, but all the sources have been told by Kennedy. The 2022 film is still happening.
Yep.
They have confirmed it is not Rian Johnson's trilogy that's going ahead. It's not Kevin Feige's trilogy going ahead. They're going to announce it in January officially, and that's the director of the film as well.
Yeah,
that has me very excited.
It's a really nice move. It's kind of like a big. It seemed for them to do like we're going to announce this in January with a director, what the film's going to be. That is like that's not just we're pulling some out of the air for you. That is now pre-planned, and must be the
bold statement.
He's already signed up. They've already got half done. I reckon.
It's at some advanced stage where they're able to now go right. This is who it is, and this is what your story is. And you're right. It's a really, really, and it came out of nowhere. But it's a really exciting announcement.
I mean, we kind of jumped the gun here. We did a execute order list where we put forward our directors we want to see do a Star Wars film. We'll not rule out Christopher Nolan. His new film's out in July. There's a 2-year window. It's not going to be him, but it is very exciting. I mean, maybe even Jon Favreau could be directing it. You never know. Because Mandalorian will be finished in January too. So, it's one of them. It's a very exciting time. And, jumping back to that Kathleen Kennedy thing, we've kind of always said that the first era of the first era of Disney Star Wars is ending with 9. Now that Disney Plus is up and running, the sequel trilogy is finished. There's 2 big things there to take it to the next 10-year hurdle.
Absolutely.
And I think the spin-off trilogy is going to be that.
Oh, I can't wait. Once we get Skywalker out of the way and we've seen it and it's done, that's the next thing. That's lovely that it's coming so soon after you here's your film. That's the Skywalker saga done. Here's what we're pushing next. And I'm really, but
it's also here's what's happening next, but you won't get it for another 23 months. So it's that kind of, right, this was the past. Well, this is what we've just completed. This is what you're going to get. However, you've got 2 years until it comes. And I like the fact they're going to give us that little piece, but we have a lot of time between the announcement and the film to give us the break between the end of the Skywalker saga and the start of the new chapter of Star Wars films.
I'll have stopped probably crying by then too, from the end of Skywalker to the new movie.
It's like Happy New Year's Day. Like, here's the future. Everyone's going to be anticipating in January, then they're going to drop the news on February the 1st just to be those people.
Oh, they should totally announce it all Lang Syne style and just be dancing around and directors just in the middle of it all. It'd be amazing.
It would be indeed. Although, going back to your point about Disney Plus, it is here now. Disney Plus has officially launched in the US.
Australia
and the Netherlands, of course. And we have our release date for the UK being the 31st of March next year.
Look, I'm
all ways to watch it. We're getting those expensive flights to and from.
The flights are costing us, absolutely.
They really are.
Flights out for the Jeff Goldblum show. I'm happy to wait for those.
We'll wait for March for that, and
just getting there, doing my 40 minutes, and then flying out. I mean, we knew it was coming, but what has come with Disney Plus has been far more interesting. They've had a couple of surprises. First one being that all the Star Wars films on there are now in 4K.
4K,
glorious.
Now, it's been rumored for not as in them being on Disney Plus, but the 4K box. It has been rumored / unofficial knowledge that it's going to come out with Episode 9. We've anticipated this. We've said this. It's common sense. It will happen. Was it Gareth Edwards said years ago that he watched a 4K copy of A New Hope?
It was him. Yeah,
we've known this copy has existed for many years. Now, I know I'm jumping ahead one more ahead, but what we have now found out with this 4K copy is that this is George Lucas's final cut of Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope. Those that haven't heard or seen the new hashtag, is it McClucky on Twitter?
McClucky everywhere. McClucky is everywhere if you look.
I have no idea what the hell it's been about.
Greedo's now has an additional dialogue before his death. So they edited the cantina scene again, and as Han Solo goes to kill him, there is now, after I bet you have, a pause, now a close-up of Greedo saying McClucky, preceded by then the shoot scene. However, they now both shoot each other at the exact same time. Yeah. So neither shoots first. And when this came out, it was when Disney Plus launched, obviously time difference over here, it was like the morning for us. I was working at home scanning the internet for stuff. And basically, I saw everyone going crazy. Oh my god, 4K! Oh my god, 4K! Everyone's watching it. Then literally 40 minutes later, everyone's there like, "Wait, there's a new Greedo thing," and then like it was everywhere. And then Disney have come out and confirmed that this would have been on the 3D re-release of The New Hope and re-releases. So, I mean, I understand why it's on there if that's the case. I think this further rules out that there will not be a theatrical edition for not quite a while, but until a later date.
Yeah. It seems like, I don't know if it's been added in as sort of more of a, it's the way it's cut and the way it's edited, it seems like it's just beforehand to say, yeah, I bet you have. The McClunky feels like it's like a swearing at him, like a final insult that makes him shoot, and that's seems why it's been put in there to kind of, look, he pushed him. He said this word, and it's a bad word. I'm not going to subtitle it. Nerf herder or something. And that's the only reason I think they've changed it, because it didn't need it. And the weird thing about it, the one thing that really, apart from it being a weird word, it doesn't sound like Greedo either. The voice is not quite right. I would have rather they overdubbed the whole Greedo scene with the actor who said that line.
Well, I'd rather just not touch it. It doesn't need it.
No, it didn't need it, but if they to do it as they have,
I love it that it's George Lucas' final thing. Like, all along, he had this idea.
That's all he wanted to do.
I mean, one of the minor changes that's come out is that Han Solo's coat in Episode 5 is now brown again.
Rather than blue. Yeah, the debate has been finished. Yeah.
There's
what about Episode 6? Have they taken out the stupid nose?
No, unfortunately not.
No.
I think, it's not caused a vicious Blu-ray debacle, but then again, he might have only started tinkering with 4 by the time Disney bought them out.
Yeah.
But maybe we've got saved from any more additional changes.
But see that conversation with George, we need you to make maybe a couple more changes. We're going to do a 4K release. Yeah, guys, I got a really great... That's my George Lucas voice. It's amazing. Great idea.
I'd do the voice if I could, but he definitely said, Han will not shoot first, but neither will Greedo. And they're probably like, what? And then he's like, we'll shoot at the time.
I never word.
I'm excited to watch it. The thing is, when we get this in March, the Blu-ray is going to be out soon.
Yeah.
If the box that's coming out with the Episode 9 Blu-ray, I'm not even going to watch my Disney Plus. I've got a nice home surround sound cinema set for all that. So as much as I want to, I'm a bit of an old school when it comes to streaming films versus playing them on disc. So I know that's me more than anyone else, but it's very exciting. And they didn't even announce it. Was like, oh my god, they're all in 4K. Like, it was a nice bonus reveal.
Yeah.
And it came with it was that obviously now they've acquired 20th Century Fox. They put the Fox fanfare back onto episodes 1 to 6, because for those that don't know, on the digital release, I think in 2015, they took it out off all of them except 4, and it was just the Lucasfilm logo. So they're back on. Some people have said, we wish they were on 7, 8, and 9. I do, to a point. I understand why it's not, because obvious business reasons. But that was one of the things I really did miss when I went to Episode 7. It was just getting Lucasfilm going, and I did miss the Fox fanfare.
Yeah, but I still miss the THX. That's better. I miss THX.
No,
everyone misses that. The kids of today don't get the sound of being shot back into your seat with audio. That's what you miss.
The fanfare was a big part of the original films for me. I think it's part of the soundtrack. So whenever you if you have the 3 originals, you play them and you get that Fox fanfare. I do think it's quite a big part of it. I'm really glad that it's been put back on the Disney Plus service, which I can't wait to get a hold of. Honestly, Disney, I'll pay it. Let me have it now.
Yeah, I think we all would. We all would be like that. Moving on though, from that onto another Disney Plus thing, we'll talk about Taika Waititi directing in his pajamas and laying on a sofa on set of The Mandalorian. This just sounds like Taika Waititi to me. I was going to
say, it seems perfectly reasonable. That if someone said that's how Taika directs, I would not be surprised. Seems like the coolest guy in the world, and I don't care what he does. If he makes Star Wars as good as he can make a Ragnarok, I'm in for it.
I just wanted more IG-11, damn it. He was cool.
Spoilers. But yeah, it's Taika is a character. I know George has seen his latest film, The Adventure of Jojo Rabbit, and that looks incredible. And from that, you get the sort of idea of Taika, the way he plays Hitler in that movie.
I do want to see that film.
It looks incredible, and I'm just really happy that he's come on to bring his sense of fun to The Mandalorian. I'm really looking forward to his episode when it airs.
I mean, I love it because if anyone ever saw any behind the scenes on Thor, obviously he filmed it in like New Zealand, and he filmed in New Zealand. And then when I saw this article, it felt very clickbait that he directed in his pajamas on his sofa. I was like, wait, did he just Skype direct an episode of Star Wars? And I read the article was like, Taika brought his pajamas and his own sofa combined with lava lamps to the set and was just sat there behind the camera. You can just tell that, I mean, any footage you ever see of him, everybody loves him. Everybody wants to be in his films.
Yeah.
They want to work with him. They want to be around him. When you get a story like that, I can imagine Lucasfilm for 90% of people would be like, get off our sets.
Yeah.
That he's one of the only people that can get away with doing that. And you know what? I could picture Werner Herzog just sat there, even nodding his head like, I like this.
I want Werner Herzog.
I just want to see a behind-the-scenes picture of Pedro Pascal just lounging on this sofa.
I bet there's one. One thing we haven't really discussed, but I really hope that when Mandalorian's finished airing, we get the VK dictionary. We get and that would be so cool. Do you know if they will because it's a series? Would they want to borrow more into season 2? They might not.
Yeah.
But obviously, now that Pablo obviously doesn't have a public Twitter anymore, he normally lets us know stuff like this. So fingers crossed. But I'd be very shocked if there wasn't. But I just want to see a photo of him in the pajamas.
Definitely.
Indeed. And of course, last bit of news we have, the actual proper news section is Samsung's release a Kylo Ren style S10. I have seen this. It is very cool. I mean, I'm an Apple person myself, so I won't be getting it. However, it does kind of cool.
Is it broken and put back together with lots of red lines on it?
I mean, it might be one of the old exploded Samsungs.
Oh, that would be the perfect gimmick for it. Oh, we just got them all. We put them back together. Kylo Ren.
I've seen Kylo Ren Hoover somewhere, which is a bit extreme to report, but there are Star Wars vacuums also announced the last 2 weeks.
Henry Hoover with a Kylo Ren helmet on. It sounds perfect to me.
I would buy that.
I think we all would.
But no, that's the main news. We have Toy Shelf next, and
do you want to put our own bit of news in before that?
Yes, seeing as there's no Star Wars this week, we have been. It's very hard to describe what's kind of gone on. You may see a lot of podcasts are sponsored by Audible. In theory, we now are, but I'm trying to understand how it all works. But I believe you get a 1 month free trial of Audible if you type in on your browser www.audible.com/OWTF, obviously for Want of the Force, and then you are welcome to sign for a 3 month trial via there. We don't really know how this ties into us, but we're gonna test it before anybody else does that. We will give it a run, and once we know it's working well, we'll put it out more. But each week to time of Star Wars or something might be coming up, so it's something we've kind of been working on, but no idea how.
There.
It was like a bit of investigating here and there, but hopefully we'll have some more details out soon for that.
Also for Star Wars, while we're talking, Phil, you have an announcement as well.
I do indeed. So I will be running a giveaway on our Facebook page. I'm going to link it to on our Twitter and Instagram. But I have this lovely extra age resistance issue of Poe Dameron here to give away, which will be on our Facebook page. The competition will be running until our next show in 2 weeks' time. All you have to do, the question will be, what is Poe Dameron's first line in The Force Awakens? I'll put the competition up on our Facebook page later tonight or tomorrow, and the winner will get this in 2 weeks' time. We shall choose them at random, and good luck to all of you who wish to enter.
Yeah, good one, Phil. Nice one. It's nice to give something away. We like to repay our people who watch and people who have been joining the channel. So it's really nice to have something to kind of give back to you guys as well. But really, I mean, that's kind of all from. There's nothing really happening at the moment in the world of.
It's Star Wars, no, not a huge amount at the moment. Of course, if there is anything, I would, of course, let you guys know, because that is kind of my thing. However, though, we do have some toy shelf news. George, I'm going to let you talk about this first. But yes, Funko have been caught destroying old Smuggler's Bounty box sets instead of sending them to landfill, instead of selling them cheap or donating, which,
yeah, it's interesting, because I'm actually going to bring this to work tomorrow. I work for a compliance recycling company, one of them kind of things. I just listened to the news. Normally, I wouldn't say this, but I thought this was really bad. I mean, you know that Funko is a bad company anyway, but someone in a factory somewhere has obviously smuggled in a spy camera or something, and they've basically just got pallets and pallets. You know what pallets is like? What the giant things like 6 foot high, giant squares the supermarkets ever have. They're just pallets of smugglers' bounties. Is it Marvel Corps? Disney?
Yeah, there's loads of all the different collector boxes.
All the
are all
random
there.
ones, yeah.
And all the Funko exclusives, which we know are getting stopped anyway, which we know are valuable, and there's just videos of them just chucking them on conveyor belts to get destroyed to landfill. Now, I kind of thought, oh, maybe it's just a cardboard recycling bit, but then the video cuts to later on when they've got the squares of destroyed stuff, and you see remnants of figures of boxes on the inside of merch, and a couple of years ago, I don't think I'd have cared, but obviously the modern day and how important sort of global warming is, not the very global warming podcast. It's really bad because I think with this, ultimately, we know it's a collector's thing. They could either do a batch sale and sell them to a company dirt cheap and sell damaged ones or whatever, or they can donate them to charities, to like Christmas, like shoeboxes, anything. Instead, Funko have gone for the obvious awful choice that for a big company just isn't acceptable anymore.
No.
It's not. I mean, I think I've understood that some closed companies burn their stock every year because they don't want it to, like drop down the market, which I understand the companies want to do that, but all of them make sure like they get energy from it and stuff. But this is straight up to landfill. You're going to see sad videos of tortoises choking on like Kylo Ren's hood now.
Sorry, really sad. It is, but
it's sad.
The image was brilliant.
I can just picture though, like Funko springs everywhere, and it's really bad. And you know what? It doesn't surprise me because it's Funko.
It seems crazy that they just take all these things. And you're right there. Each of those boxes is like, especially the Star Wars ones have their exclusive Smuggler's Bounty ones. So they are versions that people would really want to get a hold of. Now, in the UK, if you're watching in the UK, if you're not in the US, we have sort of discount stores where eventually a lot of these figures do end up getting down to, especially some of the exclusives from conventions and things end up getting there. And like Walgreens and Walmart exclusives end up going in some of these retail stores for like half the price of a normal Funko.
Smyths is the usual one to go to, yeah.
But it's just crazy that they'd be getting all these figures and just mashing them to pieces to spit out bits of plastic. But we don't condone it. We, especially as a Funko collector, I would rather they sent them to me. I will certainly dispose of them much better.
Yeah, we'd happily give them away in the show, but no, it is bad. It's just bad press for them. It's just bad in general. It's not what we condone at all. And of course, the last thing we got, which I accidentally previewed earlier, is the new sideshow Rancor. Yeah, this thing is ridiculous. Yes, I suppose you put the image up for you. Yeah, it's the size of waist to head, and it is beautiful. It is absolutely stunning.
The thing, a mini Gamorrean guard, like just stuffed in his mouth or something.
Yeah,
traumatized me as a child. Like I always feel sad for it. It's his little screams when he's holding the gate.
Yeah,
I always felt sad for him. But I love the Rancor, one of my favorite creature designs in all of Star Wars, and that is massive. I am so intrigued to know the price for this.
Oh, good, yeah, absolutely.
On, we'll do bets. I'm going to say $650.
I think upwards of that. I reckon about $800.
Oh, I was going for $1,200.
Wow, excellent! There we go. We'll hold that bet for next week when it comes out and the price is released.
Loser buys drinks at the triple bill.
That's it.
Excellent. All right, you've heard it here first. We all agree on this. Loser will buy drinks, and a photo will be posted on our Facebook or Instagram or Twitter somewhere. And now I feel rather foolish making that claim. However, it is what it is. I'm saying $1,200. Dave's at $800. George is at $650.
We'll see what happens. But I mean, it's beautiful. Some of these sideshow figures, again, them and Hot Toys do remarkable. Some of the statues they do are overpriced in terms of what they are. Like there are two, certainly the life-size one, which you could build cheap yourself. But this Rancor does look incredible. It looks like it's based solely off the
R2 that I may have strong arm due to buying at Star Wars Celebration 3 years ago that you've still not done your review for, that I will not let you forget.
Never will. So yes, but it's a great statue. They make great looking items. I was in Forbidden Planet myself today looking at some of their stuff, and it just is incredible when you go close to it. And again, these are for people who have money they can throw at these things, and I'm sure it's lovely to be able to go and have a sideshow collectible room and things like that. But yeah, out of my reach certainly, but it is absolutely stunning.
I mean, I did forget to say there are now Mandalorian and IG-11s which have been unveiled on there, and the Mandalorian does come with the metal pauldron. However, I would resist people pre-ordering because we don't know how he's going to look at the end of Series 1.
Indeed. Comment here saying, have you all seen the Rancor film Birth of a Monster Star Wars story? It's very well made and massively enjoyable. I personally have not seen it, guys. Have you?
I have seen that one. It came out a while ago. It's on YouTube if you go and check it out. It's kind of hidden with the main story, but it's very nice. It reveals eventually the Rancor Keeper, but it is a really well put together fan film. So if you get a chance, I would certainly recommend checking that one out as well.
Indeed, but if you want to know about Mali Kili, if you want to know about the Rancor Keeper himself, then read Star Wars Aftermath, because his story ends up being in there. It's actually kind of cool to see what happens. You also find out what happens to Boba Fett's armor as well. It's a fantastic trilogy, and I do love it to pieces. And we're going to wrap up tonight, though, with games with Fallen Order, with high reviews, praise from fans, and a little bit of a sour taste in our mouth now after this evening.
Yeah, we were all not worried. I don't think we were worried, but when the review embargo was put forward for the minute of release, 9 out of 10 times that means it's going to be atrocious. It's rubbish. It doesn't work. Pre-order has been down. Blah blah blah. Don't think EA did a great job marketing this game. However, the reviews are scoring massively. The praise from fans and gamers is massive. The story is phenomenal. Me and Dave are enjoying it.
Loving it.
We've got one level left to do, but it's pointless now.
No, it's not. It's still awesome.
I'm going to sit here being sorry for myself.
I haven't been able to play it yet. I'm going to wait till after Christmas to upgrade my laptop to be able to play it, and now it's...
you might as well watch the gameplay. I think people do like gameplay films where they do all cutscenes.
I've seen one purely because out of what I've been told from one particular sheet, I went and watched one particular bit. It does look cool. I will end up playing it, though.
I have not enjoyed a game like this for a long time that I've been so into, and I'm loving the gameplay style. The lightsaber combat is excellent. You can't just hack and slash. Even at scout troopers, you can't just hack and slash at them and hope you'll get through them all, because they defend themselves. So you have to actually repel their attacks. It's so well done. I'm shocked at how much they have done well with this game. I absolutely adore it. I'm finishing here, and I'm going to go back and play it some more tonight. I can't give it high enough praise. It's definitely my favorite Star Wars game ever.
Indeed. And I think that actually just about wraps it up for tonight. Guys, any closing thoughts?
Yes, no more. I'm not going to be checking the comment section until after episode 9 comes out now. We will be back on Saturday, to talk Mandalorian on Friday. There is a new Mandalorian episode, as I was meant to say. But we're on the final stretch. We keep saying it. Episode 9, we're a matter of weeks away. The next time we do a video will be in December, and it will be not next time we do a video, but the next episode will be 2 weeks before. And fingers crossed, we've got some cool announcements to make.
Absolutely. We'll be putting up our show. And I just want to say again, a massive thank you to everyone who's been watching along, subscribing, liking, chatting, not spoiling things. You know who you are. You've been warned. Look, thank you so much for helping the channel. The channel's growing, and that's what we want. We're really enjoying the uptake in views and listens. We really, really appreciate most of it. So thank you, guys.
Indeed. So all that's left is for me to wrap it up here. So, as per usual, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. You can find us on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages at Once the Force of Star Wars Podcast, at The Force Podcast. You can find the video here later on YouTube, as well as our Facebook page. You can also find the audio for this on Podbean, Stitcher, iTunes, and Spotify. You can find our merchandise, the link down below for our Teespring. We have a lot of new shirts just gone on, and I'm sure we'll have more in the new year. You can catch us every other Wednesday at 8 p.m. or 8:30, depending on how we are and depending on how late we are feeling. You can also join us every Saturday and Monday for our Mandalorian and Resistance breakdown. Until then, we've been Ones of the Force, and the Force will be with you. Good night.